Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Chris Ogle. This is the SW Herts Community TV show, and today is the 30th of January. I hope you've all got your tax returns in. I've still got mine to do, unfortunately, but it shouldn't take me very long because it's all prepped and fairly good to go. Anyhow, it's been a fairly busy week again in Southwest Herts. Plenty to tell you about today, so I'm just going to get straight on with it. On Monday last week, well, this week, earlier in the week, I interviewed Nick Lincoln, who is the parliamentary candidate for the UKIP party. So if you want to find out more about Nick Lincoln and what he had to say about what he would do for Watford, etc., then please do go and check that video out. That will be up on the Southwest Herts page. You can go and check that out. I think it's also been posted into the Watford community too, so please go and have a look. This week well, by the way, on that score, I have actually personally arranged other interviews with I believe it's 3 p.m. next week with Richard Harrington, the current MP for Watford, and in the following week, not on the Monday, but possibly on the Tuesday, I will be interviewing Matthew Tremaine, who's representing Labour, and then it's just the Green Party and the Lib Dems to do, but I'll hopefully get those done that week as well, week commencing the 9th of February. So thanks to them for putting themselves forward, and hoping that we'll have some pretty interesting and informative sessions with those people. This week in Link for Growth, on Monday we were Cafe Loco, that's on the Moore Park estate. These small parade of shops there, and Matthew Bashford Hayes has a coffee shop there right next to the station. It's very convenient, just a couple of minutes from the station itself. So if you fancy nipping down there, it's always the fourth Monday of the month, so 10 till 11:30. Always quite a good event, and we had some interesting people come down. It's kind of a legal session actually. So that was Monday. On Tuesday we were at Ricky Regis. That's not in the centre of town. It's just on the outskirts, just down the road from Waitrose, and yeah, it started off quite quiet, but then people kept dropping in. So interestingly, as a result of that, I went down the road to the local pub, the Fox and Hounds. They weren't open at the time, but gave you a chance to do a bit of videoing in the high street, and you can have a look at that video. That's been put up on the YouTube channel, so you can watch that through the TV link on Southwest Herts, the Southwest Herts website as well. So yeah, interesting. So I think things are going to be moving in Rickmansworth quite shortly. A few people now interested in helping us really put Rickmansworth on the map and get lots of community information good to go on the Southwest Herts website, which has been I've been told it looks a bit like a Watford website, but that's understandable as that's where I live, and I don't live in Rickmansworth, but so that's why we've been asking for people from Rickmansworth and Croxley to come forward and participate in this community building activity that we're working on. So Tuesday was good, and then on I know it's not strictly in the Southwest Herts district, but it is a close neighbour. We opened up our first event over there in St Albans on Thursday, and what's the name of the place? Can't remember now, but anyway, you can find that out. Put the video up with Danny Young, and it was a great event. 30 odd people there, and St Albans is on the map. So if you know anybody in the St Albans area, please do let them know about that. We are actually in March going to be starting one. I think it's the week before, maybe a couple of weeks before, in the Metro Bank. They've got quite a big sort of atrium as you go in, and they're going to be hosting a coffee, providing biscuits and drinks and pastries from 10 till 12. So that's another event happening, as well as the existing one. There's going to be another one there as well. So fantastic news, and well done to Danny for getting that one kick-started. Not a lot happened as far as I can tell on the market this week. I will be finding out more information tomorrow, so hopefully I'll be able to report in more next week. But I believe that the heating upstairs in the food court has now been approved, and sound system has been approved. So there are things that are happening. I think the artists, etc., to try and brighten the place up are also happening as well. There is a salad chap that's moving into one of the units as well. Just something or other, just salads or something like that. But anyway, he's going to be doing a little bit of deli as well, and supplies already quite a few people in Clarendon Road. So looking forward to seeing him appear there in due course. Been out doing some videos again this week. On Tuesday, I think it was, I did the Reason coffee shop, and I'll talk about that in a little bit later. But had a good interview there with Neil Emery, and that's now up in the community. You can see that. I also did Mike Comber this morning. Mike's part of the Utility Warehouse Discount Club, so you can find out a little bit more about that. And also Matthew Bashford Hayes, who is a local caterer and does food for all sorts of different events, and he supplies the breakfast on the Friday biz that I go to, and it's always a jolly good breakfast, that one. So yeah, so catch up with those. There's also the beautician in Carpenter's Park. I've yet to do the Michael Green Foundation. If you're listening, I'd like to get one done for you. Also for the Watford Women's Centre, and lots and lots of other business people I've been speaking to in the week, who have been I've been telling them that, come on, let's get your videos done. There's no cost associated with it, and we want to encourage people to buy local. And when they see very short videos of people introducing themselves, it does really have a very positive effect. So if you know anybody that's in business locally, please do tell them about this, and let's get this over 100 videos very, very quickly. That's the plan. Also applies to charities. Drum charity I'm looking to do, the Watford workshop I'm looking to do, Dens, which is actually a Hemel Hempstead one, but I know people there, and there are a whole raft of local small charities, and they all need our help to remove their cloak of invisibility. So of course, as always, please check out the website, which is, I'm going to hold that card up now, it's at the top there, L4G SW Herts. Please do go along and visit there. You'll find all the information about community building in this district there. Lots and lots going on, and everybody is welcome to take part. You can come along and you can be a photographer like Diane Richardson, who loves taking pictures and was there yesterday at the St Albans launch, taking lots and lots of pictures of everybody there at that event. So it could be that, you could be a good writer, you have a story to tell about something that you've done locally, then please tell us about those things, so that we can get that information up into our community space there, and let the rest of people in Watford know all about it. Generally the newspapers are reporting negative news. It's not all good. There's so many good things happening in Watford and the surrounding areas: Rickmansworth, Croxley, Abbots Langley, Kings Langley, Garston, Castlebury. Lots and lots of good stuff going on, and never ever makes the news. And the purpose of what we're doing in Link for Growth in South West Herts is to spread good news and to tell people the good things that are happening, because actually we've got a really good town here, and we should be pretty proud of it. So this is all about spreading good news. Right, what else have we got going on? So there's quite a few things to talk about here. Earlier on this afternoon, I interviewed Sarah Jane Travar. Now, Sarah Jane has been the forefront of the Safe Farm Terrace campaign. This is a group of allotments behind Vicarage Road that's under threat from the Health Campus project, which has gone through 2 iterations of court and the judicial system, and new plans have been submitted for a 3rd attempt to claim those allotments for that to be included in the redevelopment of West Watford, or that part of Watford. So if you're interested to find out more about that project and where that is right now, then please do watch that half-hour interview with Sarah Jane. Some interesting points, and gives us an opportunity to see perhaps a less publicized view of the basically the conflict there, and what the campaigners are actually against. It's very easy sometimes to look at this and see what's reported in terms of the paper and the pro-development people, but actually looking at the other side of the fence is also important. So I do encourage you to look at that and hear what Sarah Jane has to say. We've got Link for Growth's got a curry night book now. That's in March. Now, I think Friday every week. I'm not sure if it's every week, but I believe it is every week. Langley's have a curry night. So that's Langley's. It was the old co-op building many moons ago, but it's the big building, pond side of the flyover on the right hand side as you're walking towards the centre of the town. And we've booked for Link for Growth a table there, I think, and the more the merrier. So if you fancy coming down and meeting a lot of people who are very positive about community building and helping to rebuild Watford from the grassroots up, then please do come down and meet us. Great crowd of people. We all enjoy a lot of fun, and the group is growing constantly. So if you fancy a night out, you fancy a curry, come join us. March the 14th, somewhere around there. That kind of. So it'd be the second. What would be the second? Would be a Monday. The 9th would be a Monday. 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th. It's probably March the 14th. But don't hold me up against the tree and shoot me if I'm wrong on that. Right. What else? Interesting story that was posted up earlier by Neil Emery. Shane Hurley has become a gym instructor at the YMCA now. Nothing but particularly amazing about that, except for Shane is a double leg amputee and is now constrained to a wheelchair due to injury to his knee. So Shane has said that he wants to encourage people that are disadvantaged to actually step up and inspire them to do things. And so well done to you, Shane. Awesome that you've done that. Well done. The Pump House Remembrance, which is about Northern Ireland. It's a play about Northern Ireland. That's going to be at the Pump House in Rickmans. I think it's 25th to the 28th of February. So if you fancy that, do get along there and buy some tickets for that. The orphanage is the orphanage road is closing. Now this is the road between Reeds. It goes under the bridge up to St John's Road and that roundabout there in the central ward of Watford. That's going to cause a few problems closing that, but that bridge has come under a lot of pressure from lorries hitting it from time to time, and actually it's shutting from the 2nd of February through to the 17th of April for that bridge to be reconstructed. I understand it's the railway bridge, so yeah, so you're going to have to find a different way through there. I don't know whether there's still going to be pedestrian access or not. I'm not sure about that, but you're certainly not going to be access for cars, so you're going to have to go a different way into town, and not through there. It isn't the end of the world. There are other routes. However, I do think it's going to cause a bit of congestion. So plan ahead for that. 2nd of February, that's this Monday coming, through to 17th of April. So that's quite a lot of time. That's about 8 weeks, 10 weeks that's going to be closed for. Another piece of really good news, Daryl Morrissey, local chap in West Watford Way, his eldest daughter Alicia has qualified for the national dance competition in October. Apparently it was the first round of competitions for this year last weekend, and she also came 3rd in her solo dance. So big well done to her. I don't know her personally. I've met Daryl, but well done. That's the sort of news we want to hear about. Another piece of news is that if you've been up to Warner Studios to the Harry Potter extravaganza, well, the Hogwarts Express, that train that's on the show, is coming to Warner Brothers this spring. So another excuse to go back again and see that. And really, I haven't even been to see this, and I live on the doorstep. So actually, there's not really any excuse, even if you're not really a massive Harry Potter fan. It is quite a big deal, and it is right on our doorstep. So Southwest Herts people should really go. I know Catherine Baldwin, you've been along there, and is it Cat? Yeah, Catherine, you've been along there a few times. So you know, it's always, you put some great pictures up about that. So we should really make time to go along and see that. Another thing that is happening very shortly, which is next weekend. This is the 7th and 8th of February. Camilla Chowdhury, who is she goes on the Twitter as the woman's lawyer, right? So that's at the woman's lawyer. She is she's basically a family. She's a barrister, but she's spends her time helping families sort out issues, divorces, etc., etc., etc. And the problem is the law has changed fairly recently, and legal aid has been dispensed of. So people now, if you're on fairly low incomes, are now unable to represent. Well, they're unable to get representation. And she was telling me earlier in the week that a lawyer, the average charge for a lawyer is £320 an hour plus VAT. And if you're on fairly close to the minimum wage, that's a week's work just to be able to get a lawyer for an hour. So it really is a big problem. And Camilla is very kindly, in conjunction with Tesco's, she's running a weekend, 7th and 8th of Feb. She's down in the big Tesco's down at the bottom of the lower high street, not in the community room, but actually out in the open. She's down there with some people that she's helped in the past, and she's offering free legal advice to people who might be stuck in this situation where they're estranged from their partner, or there's some controversy over access to kids, or whatever that, anything like that. If you've got any issues like that and you're struggling for advice, you can't afford it, you don't know what forms to fill in, please get along there. And she's going to be doing some free legal advice for 2 days. So thanks to Tesco for providing that platform for her to do that. We will be doing a video on Tuesday at 1 p.m. where Camilla is going to be letting us know more about what she's doing down there. That will be up Tuesday evening. So if you are concerned about legal stuff, I suspect she'll be able to point you in the right direction if it's not directly something that she's there to do. But please do get along there and take advantage of that opportunity. Jordan Silver is a young lad that's going to be running in the marathon in 2015 for the Michael Green Foundation. I don't know much about that story, perhaps Catherine Ballard can tell us more. I might have called you Catherine Baldwin earlier. I apologise for that, Catherine Ballard. If you can embellish this story with a little bit more detail. I do believe it's already up there on the Watford community, but well done, Jordan, for A, getting in to run the marathon, and B, running on behalf of a local Watford charity. So that's fantastic. And I believe that Marek Redjag is also running a 50k canal run on behalf of Michael Green Foundation as well. So a lot of support there for a good local charity by people, local people who have come to learn more about the Michael Green Foundation through Link for Growth. And this is I think this is a fantastic thing to mention, really, is that both the Michael Green Foundation and the Watford Women's Centre have both basically embraced what Link for Growth is doing in terms of community building. And we have helped, not saying we're responsible for, but we have helped to remove the cloak of invisibility locally, and they both have benefited significantly from the exposure and their association with what Link for Growth is doing. So if you are involved in a charity locally, then please do get in contact with us, because our mission is to help local charities get more visibility locally, more people know who you are, more people willing to help, more people willing to make contributions in a variety of different ways, which can only be good news. So please do get in touch. 14th is approaching very soon, 14th of February, and that of course is Valentine's Day. Lots going on down the Watford market. I think they've got an open evening, not open evening, but the food court is staying open on the Friday for late till about 8:30, and they've got all sorts of things going on in the street, in the parade on the 14th. All Valentine's Day stuff, food, crafts, etc., etc. I must just give a shout out for Azafran in Watford. I've had two things from them this week. One of them was a fajitas, which I had, a chicken fajitas, brilliant, great value for money. Do go down there and get one of those if you're in the area. That's in the food court upstairs in the market. And today I went down there and sampled the steak sandwich, which was also brilliant. So congratulations, Azafran. And by the way, there is a video on Azafran on the TV. The guy did us a video as well. Great guy, funny, music blaring out. That's Argentinian, Venezuelan, I think, and Mexican food down there. So they're also on Camden Market as well. So a real London street food store, really. So do go down there and try that. The Michael Green Foundation Eat Fit campaign, that's just off the Abbey Flyer. If you're going from Watford, bottom of the big hill there near the swimming pool. If you're involved in that, great. It's all about diet. It's all about not dieting. It's all about nutrition, health, exercise, all combining to help people to take control of their weight, rather than just the continual yo-yo dieting that people are involved in. It may not be possible to get onto this one, but I do understand they're going to be running that one again because it's been very successful. So do get in touch with them if you fancy doing that. What else have I got for you? Right, next week. Oh no, hang on. Yep, yeah. Next week the newsletter is due out for SW Herts. I'm writing it. I haven't had a chance to do that this week. I'm hoping that's going to go out Monday, but there's a lot happening on Monday as well, so that might not be the case. I will be on the Watford market tomorrow doing some more videos. So if you fancy coming down there, saying hi, we're normally in Elle's kitchen, either upstairs or downstairs, but please do come down. If you fancy buying some bits and pieces down there from the fruit and veg stall, I can always introduce you and smooth the way to you getting your week of food. What else? Wednesday next week is the Watford Regis. So that's the event in Clarendon Road. Come down, it's right opposite the Watford Housing Trust and Vibe station, just opposite. There's a big building there, Regis. Come in there, say hello. And that's 10 till 11:30. And on Friday there is the CSR luncheon at Scottsbridge Mill. That's about bringing business and community charities, etc., together and seeing how we can work together to improve support really throughout the community. So do join us for that. And of course, one of the official market Link for Growth events is the following Saturday. So that will be Saturday the 7th. So join us there if you wish. Last week I gave a big shout out for Rickmansworth People We Want You. Well, they have responded actually, and on Tuesday when I was down at Rickmansworth, we had a couple of people there, both live in Rickmansworth, and there's a few other people as well that I know in Rickmansworth. Anyway, it all ended up with us agreeing that we were going to have a drinks event, a Link for Drinks event, at a local hostelry down there in the high street, the Fox and Hounds. Steve really is keen on community growth and helping the community, so he's basically said we can go in there on a Wednesday evening and we can have a corner of the pub, and yeah, so it's a drinks evening. I think it starts at 7, goes on till 9:30. If you're in Mickey, you work in town, or you're coming home and you fancy meeting other people from Rickmansworth and really starting to do some community work in Rickmansworth, then please do join us. Loads to do over there. It's all about keeping the town vibrant. It's all about maintaining its presence with all the high street shops are quite well occupied, but they are under threat. They are under threat constantly, and we have to be vigilant. And consequently, the more people from Rickmansworth that get behind this buy local campaign and support people like Cinnamon Square, for example, the local museum, and just actually support everything that's going on in Rickmansworth, the more likely we are to ensure it stays as a quaint, actually quite a quaint little town that it already is. So that's brilliant. So that's a launch in the Southwest District. That takes us up to 13 events, and this one takes us up to 14, I think. And this is the Link for Coffee, which launches on the 9th of February. But not only is that launching, but it's going to be the sort of soft opening for a brand new coffee shop in Watford called Reason Cafe, the Reason Coffee Shop, which is at the top of the town, right near the parade. It's actually just as you come out of the underpass, coming into Watford, just on the right hand side there. It's got a blue top to it at the moment. I did an interview with Neil about the Reason Cafe earlier in the week. It's a really, really, really good concept, a community hub, helping people improve themselves, personal development, evidential thinking, so thinking based on facts, figures, sciences, not what people might want you to believe, but actually truths and evidence. And a big fan of Link for Growth as well. So there's books in there. It's a bookshop as well, so you can go in there, you can buy books, you can look at books, you can sit down and have a coffee. And the idea is that as a space, people can get to know each other and hopefully can develop themselves, become part of the community, have a cup of coffee, and start to change their thinking, because we need a bit of that. So I think that's about all the news I have for you this week. It's already a 12th of the year gone, which is amazing, isn't it? That it's gone so quick. We're almost out of January 2015. We can't have it back. February starts on Sunday, and it's a whole new month. It's a short month, but thank you for watching today. If you've got any local news, please do put it up into the, you can get to this through that website I showed you earlier, down the right hand side, Rickmansworth, Watford, Croxley, Abbots Langley. If you live in any of these places, you can see down the side, click through, ask to join them, and start contributing to this website of content about what we're doing here. And the good news is about this website is it's not fixed. You haven't got to ask anybody's permission. You can go in there and you can make a contribution. If we had 1,000 or 2,000 people in Watford making contributions in this way, what an amazing town we would have going on here. Everybody can have access to this information. It's all free, and we just have to get in there and make use of it. So thank you for watching, and I will see you all next week. Hopefully Alex will be back. He's said he's down the gym. I hope he is working hard down there, and we'll have somebody on the show next week with a bit of luck and following in. So have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week.